Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And welcome, Paige.
Yes.
We are so excited, so honored that you are here.
Yeah, we just got done saying, I was like, anyone that I've mentioned your name to is like, like she's so lovely. She's such a down to earth person. She's so great. Like people love you. So I was like, yes, I'm so excited that you agreed to come.
Makes me so happy.
Yeah. To anybody who doesn't know, Paige is a wellness entrepreneur, founder of Undone. I feel like just like this beautiful soul. Obviously, we just met you,
but we're like, you're a beautiful soul.
I mean, I feel like it comes through online.
Yeah.
Like you can smell out bullshit online, and I feel like you're no BS, and you're just like exactly who you are. Like walked in, and I'm like, only you could like walk in with some cool jeans, a t-shirt, and just be like, yeah, I'm here, hi, and I'm like, oh, you're so wonderful. Yes,
Thank you.
yes. So welcome to Girl, Everything's Fine.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming. How the hell are ya?
I'm good. This week was like a whole entire thing. I was celebrating 5 years of my business yesterday. with a class.
Congrats! Huge,
Thank you.
huge,
Thank you.
huge.
And I'm thinking of it as like Undone's birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm getting like a little bit of like the birthday blues around it. And I
Yeah.
was talking to my fiance about like, he was like, how are you feeling? Like what's the vibes? And my friends were asking the same. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like, the job's not finished. Like there's so many ideas that I haven't executed on. And I'm like, what are we celebrating? Like, I haven't finished all the things. So I think I'm being a lot harder on myself. So I had therapy this week. I had a very like grounding, reflective, like introspective type of week. So I've been in my head 90%
of the time.
Yeah.
Did you do anything to celebrate?
I did a class last night. It was at Host, which is a new event space in Pilsen. It's really, really pretty.
I was just gonna say, I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's Host with an E. So they also have like, I want to say it's a distillery. I'm not privy to like alcohol things, but it's some sort of like, it's a cocktail space. So they're known for their like pre-made cocktails, and they also make really good mocktails, low and full ABV cocktails, and then THC.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I had everyone get like a welcome mocktail on their way in. We did a yoga class and then sound bath right after. I had some like light bites from Fair and
so good.
Yeah, all my favorite things in one space. And it was really nice to like celebrate. And the main thing that I'm focusing on is just like, I hate saying it's like Undone's anniversary because it just feels very selfish, but it really is just celebrating like ease and movement and the fact that our bodies can move, the fact that we can get relaxed.
Yeah.
And that we can share that with the people around us. So it's more of just like, I don't know. I don't want to say like a movement, but like I'm trying not to think of it as like my business's anniversary and more like 5 years of doing the things.
But
like
it is so amazing. Like there's so many people out there who are like sitting there like, I want to celebrate 5 years. So do definitely like celebrate.
Yeah.
Like you've created something just like so you, but also shared it with such a community, which is such a huge thing too.
Do you feel like you've blinked and it's been 5 years, or has it felt like 5 years?
No, it's felt like because I was working my full-time job before. I was working, I worked at a PR agency I worked at PayPal most recently. Sure. And I was doing their communications. I've always been like a PR girl. And then before that, I was at an agency. So all throughout that time, I've taught yoga since 2017. So I was, before Undone, teaching at 6:30 a.m. at Equinox and then leaving and going to work. So that was like my rhythm. And it wasn't until like I started Undone that I just started to do, I don't know, like those classes and bringing more of the planning aspect into it. And that's where like more of the admin comes in, and it was exhausting. So it's very much like 5 to 9
and then 9 to 5.
And then I've had it my full time for the past like 2 years. So
let's go back in time, like to your like childhood, adolescence. How was like movement always a part of your life, or did it come like 2016, 2017 when you were like, I think I want to take this deeper?
Yeah. I think yes and no. Like I by no means was doing like yoga when I was younger. I was very much like just running through the streets with my brother and sister. I'm the youngest of 3, so like my energy growing up was very much like spunky little sister.
Yeah.
Vibes. Like, I'm just here for a good time. And it wasn't until I got into more of like yogic movement in college and after college. But leading up to that, I was more of like a track girl. Loved running short distances,
Same.
especially. Yeah.
Isn't
I
that
love
crazy?
jumping, like all of the most aggressive things. I loved about like just the movement space. And so it wasn't until I ran longer distances that I started doing yoga and kind of like
falling in love with it.
Yeah.
It hits you in a way where you're like, wait, I didn't know I needed this. Yeah. So did you do your, like, where did your training come from? How did that evolve?
It's and I always feel weird explaining like how everything happened, because it really is just like the entirety of my story is very much like there's a flow to it, a rhythm to it. In hindsight, everything makes sense, but in the moment I was just like, I think I'll try this. So at the time, I went to Baylor. I was in Texas. I ran half marathons like for fun. They have a half marathon every year, and TBH, like nothing to do in Waco for real. So we ran. Like I would run, I would work out in the gym with my best friend, and then from there, my entrance into yoga was very physical. It was like, I need to stretch, so let's go do yoga. And we had like a course on it, I think, at Baylor or something. It was like one of my like electives for some reason.
Your like credits, love them.
So I was like, oh, this is cool. And it all kind of like built on each other. So when I started doing yoga more regularly and like started drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit, I was by no means consistent when I was in Waco. I moved to Dallas, started working at the PR agency that I worked at, and I was an intern and was just looking for like things to do at that point. And I lived down the street from a Core Power. So that's where I ended up getting certified.
Okay.
Full circle.
They did their big one. I mean, they made a very strong program. But there's a lot of teachers here actually that were in Dallas at the time. So it's nice to like see familiar faces too. But I got certified then in 2017 in Dallas, and then I moved here. Core Power has that like, what is it, extensions or something? I did my extensions program in Dallas, tried to like come here and teach, and they were like, no babe, you'd have to do it again. And so I never ended up teaching at Core Power.
I was gonna say, what a way to just like, give me your money.
They were like, we need more.
Crazy.
I know, I felt a way about it. But also, I was working on the set team, I think. I was
So you
cleaning
got
mats
the
and
free,
bathrooms. I was cleaning mats and bathrooms, and I had done that all the way through to, I think I was like trying to take the edge off with the like full price.
So
I was like, I'll do whatever you need. But I did set when I got into Chicago just to like have
a community.
To like do it somewhere. And I hadn't looked into like any yoga studios here yet. But they never took me. And then I ended up working, my first teaching job was at Healthyhood in Pilsen, and that was beautiful. My second was at Equinox, and that one I auditioned and didn't make it the first time, auditioned the second time and did. And those are like very formative experiences. I feel like when you first,
so humbling. Because you're like, are you sure? Because I think I did a great job. And then you're like, I guess, should I quit?
I knew I blew it.
Which also is, you know, it's also
I don't even remember what I did. I just remember that it wasn't giving what I thought it was. Like, I thought it would. When I was like rehearsing in my room. I wasn't ready.
Oh my God. See, I've been to some before where I'm like, I crushed that. And then they were like, no, sweetie, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, great.
I think I would prefer that.
And then I'm like, I'll just, I mean, I get,
it's like, y'all have to catch up.
But that's also it's the wave too of like, all right, you started at a studio and then you're going to like Equinox, which feels like this like grand bubble of like, okay, like this is a big place. Like I remember I auditioned for Equinox Cycling, and they were like, go teach at FFC, get some experience, and then come back. Because I was like, oh my God, I never cycled before in my life. And they were like, you need to go, like, get some experience and then come back. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I've got this.
Cycling seems so hard.
That's what she teaches.
It's not.
Not for me.
Not if you have rhythm, if you can hear a beat, and like, it's really, that is the hardest part about it. Everything else I think can be coached, and you just have to have, I think the hardest part of cycling is settling into like who you are as a cycle coach.
Man,
so like,
yeah.
are you the like aggressive ass kicker? Are you like the light and bubbly? Like it's really personality up there that drives like the whole thing. Cause it's a high intensity class, but everybody's stuck in stationary. So it's like, you're not able to like move around and kind of flow like you are in a lot of other spaces. So it's like, I think it's, if you just have that personality, because that's what I did. I showed up at a studio and I was like, hello, I have no experience. Would you guys like, can I audition? And they were like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And like, that's kind of how you just like jump a little bit. So, but no, like it's
think
more
that's
about the person on the
similar
podium.
to yoga or any fitness. Like, you find yourself as you continue to teach. Like, you show up as like the bubble of what Core Power says is like breath, posture, cue, and you've got that down. But then it's like, right? Like, everybody knows a breath, posture, cue, but they're going to come to your class for you. How do you feel like you found your voice? Because your voice, I feel like, is a very unique voice. It's not just like the, but that's what makes you you, you know?
Thanks.
Girl, you need to compliment yourself. I
You're
know.
the greatest, and you're like, yeah. This is what you needed, was some hype for your week.
That's nice. Okay, I blanked for a second.
No,
Hello,
you're good.
I'm back. When I was doing my training in Core Power, I very vividly remember them saying, like, you don't sound like yourself, like, at all. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what do you mean? I sound fine. Like, I sound like me. What are you talking about? You don't even know me.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of like started getting the wheels turning of like, how do I sound like I don't even know how to do that. Like, you guys are saying I don't sound like myself, but like, how do you fix it? And then if you fast forward to when I lived here in Chicago, I was doing Equinox, Healthyhood, and then Y7 was here for like 2 seconds.
Literally 2 seconds.
I know, love
Such
her,
a bummer.
But, yeah, I know. It would have been crazy,
Yeah.
but it's fine. It was a beautiful time, and honestly, I think when I think about developing my voice, I think I developed it the most then. They do like a week-long training immersion, whatever you do to like, it wasn't like a proper, like, obviously not like a 200-hour, but like to get privy to like the signature formats of theirs and kind of like make sure that we're all aligned as instructors and just we're like under their branding. They had us go through that week-long training, and I remember like having to request off work and then having to convince. I was at an agency at a time, which like agencies, your time is not your own. So I was like, if I could just, I'll log on when I finish and all those things. So I was just like balancing all of that. And I think having those two things run parallel at the same time, I was learning a lot about like how I sound, and not just how I sound, but like even the tone of your voice when you're talking. And they had us try a whole bunch of different things, like try smiling when you say the cues, or like, that sounded so toxic. Like when people say, "Oh, you should smile," it wasn't like that at all.
No,
it was very
no,
much
no,
like,
see how
smile
it'll
and just
change
see.
your
Kind of how like if you've listened to. I was watching Olivia Dean perform like a live. She like did live versions of "Man I Need" recently, and
it's like my happy song.
Okay, I wasn't even looking at the TV, but I could hear her smiling. Like I could tell she was smiling. And it's those types of things that I feel like when you're telling a story to your friends, and like the hand gestures you use, the things that you say, the way that you speak, like that's all you. And I think it took me a while to realize like how I was showing up and how it was unique, from the tone of my voice to the mannerisms that I use to like weird jokes that I crack that like may or may not be funny. But like those types of things all together kind of make up your you-ness. And I think that is a combination of like Core Power kind of questioning it, Y7. It was always in the container of like some sort of training where like a coach would be like, be fucking for real. Sorry.
No,
you can swear. You can swear.
You can say anything you want.
They would be like, be for real. Like that's not how you sound. Like literally, I would be talking like this and like telling them a story from, I don't know, the night before or something. And then I would go into like, and lift your right leg high and step it through your thigh. And it's like, girl,
you're like, where'd we get here?
Where did you go?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a lot of things have brought out my voice, but those trainings helped me think about it. And then everything from like playlists and like a lot of the freedom that I have in teaching pop-ups most of the time allows me to sound like myself. Because if I'm playing like songs that I love, my favorite songs, and like I have intentions that are really close to my heart and that I also feel, it kind of all works together really well.
At what point did you realize like you wanted to make a platform and kind of take this outside of just the yoga studio and like make yourself a name and wellness and all those things?
OMG, I don't think I ever.
You never had a light bulb moment?
Okay. And again, this is where like the flow comes in, because I think it all happened really naturally. I didn't go into the training in 2017 with the thought of like, I'm gonna
Be a personality.
I didn't even think I was gonna teach. Like I was like, I'm here for a good time. I'm here to learn. Like I'm here to have something to do. Like it quite literally was like, I liked yoga from what I experienced in Waco and in other places, and I wanted to dive deeper into the practice.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of Black teachers at the Core Power in Dallas that I went to that I really admired and enjoyed, and played music that I resonated with. And I was like, I want to drink y'all's Kool-Aid. Like I want to see what y'all working on. So by the time we ended, I think I had done like enough reflection to be like, okay, maybe I could try to teach.
Yeah.
And then I did end up doing the extensions program and learning a lot more. But when I came here,
And what brought you to Chicago?
being closer to family.
Okay.
Like I'm from St. Louis, so like I was never a Texas girl for real. I was just like, you know.
Yeah, I'm just here for good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always knew I wanted to go away for college.
Yeah.
Same as like destination wedding vibes. Like I just want to be gone.
Yeah.
So I went away for college and was in Waco for, I graduated a little bit earlier. So I was there for like 3.5 years. And then I left and went to Dallas and was there for like 3 years. And then my sister was getting married and I was like, oh, I have FOMO. Like I need to see, I need to see my family again. So I went to Chicago because I'm like, I don't want to be back in St. Louis. Love her. St. Louis is a beautiful city, but I wanted to be like grown and sexy. So Chicago it was. And kind of still have the independence of like building a life that you love, but doing it outside of the like container that you're used to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, going to Chicago and building Undone, it kind of, I didn't actually build Undone until 2020. So I had like 3 years of teaching and realizing that like, okay, it's through like teaching and taking classes that I think you realize like what your vibe is, not in comparison to other people, but just like what makes you unique.
Yeah.
And figuring out like ways to package that up and share it with people. Cause I think that was the only reason why I wanted to teach pop-ups. Cause my friends weren't coming to my studio classes.
Yeah.
They were like, girl, I'm not flexible. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's so much more than that. So I think it was my way of just like closing the gap, and really just started from a posture of like, I want to share what has helped me navigate like feelings of anxiety and like symptoms that are really close to depression and just feel like not right and I don't feel like myself, and like what I actually use. And then I also wanted to share those things with my friends, because we all kind of, I don't know, I feel like your friends are very all like similar to you in certain ways, but like you all have like some differences. But it's nice to be able to, Undone really came from that, like very pure intentions. And it was never social media and all that stuff kind of like came after.
Yeah.
And so it just like kind of, what is it? Like an avalanche? That's not a good analogy.
Evolution?
You know how like snowballs
Yes,
grow?
yes.
It was that. It was like, it started off as like a really pure intention of wanting to like share the practices that work for me, and then also share it with my friends and learn more and get deeper knowledge on my own, and using all of that and kind of seeing what can grow. And I think the community kind of came, because I feel like when you're yourself and you aren't like
Trying to be someone else.
or like trying to sound like someone else. And it's like all those things that I learned at Core Power and Y7 of like shedding what I thought people wanted me to sound like and allowing myself to sound like me and being fine with that is all, I don't know, it all came together and it just worked. And then I shared it on social media those things took off. And I won't say that it's not like planned, because some of it was like, I did reach out to brands.
Yeah.
And I did all of that very, very early, like before I had any like numbers or anything.
Yeah.
And I think that was a part of the growth as well, because my very first partnership was with Getaway House, and it's I think it's now called like Postcard Cabins. I would say.
Something like my old boss was the CMO of Getaway or something like that. Yeah.
Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Beautiful work.
It's very cool. Such a great idea
love
too.
Those things, yes. And at this point, I've been to like one in Houston. I went to one in like
cool.
Kentucky. Yeah, just vibes.
Yeah.
Because that's like the type of, if you tempt me with a good time, lock me in a cabin.
Yeah.
With no
Yeah.
like internet and no
Yes.
TV. And just like, let's vibe. Let's cook dinner and kiki. Like you don't get moments like that often. So I always
Yeah.
loved that.
Especially today, you
Yeah.
don't get moments like
so
that.
distracted.
Yeah, it's like insane. Have you heard of Anaway Place? It's actually
No.
like pretty close to here. Same kind of idea. That's what I did for Christmas this year, and it was like
Maybe I
off the
need to.
grid. Yeah, I'll show you the
Okay.
thing. But it was like off the grid. Like there was Wi-Fi obviously, because if you wanted to, your laptop or TV, but like there wasn't even like a TV. Like it was like, how are you gonna like, and there was like old time board games, like that kind of stuff. And it's like, I feel like that stuff goes, like we lose sight of that so quick, because it's like, what's the fastest and hardest and now thing that you can be doing? So it's like nice to be able to take time to like appreciate those experiences, especially now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I totally forgot the question, and we went somewhere.
I know. Sorry, I tend to do that. I like go off on a
No,
tangent.
I was talking for eons, and I was like, wait, where did we start?
Well, I was gonna say, because a lot of this seemingly seems like stripping back all of like the extra and just coming back to you. What does Undone mean to you?
And then tell us a little bit, just for people who don't know, like about Undone too,
Yeah.
like what you're, but yeah, however you want to
What I
segue
do.
into that. Yeah.
We've got
Everyone
12
thing.
questions, so answer them all.
The meaning, Undone, to me, in like the shortest way possible, I would say ease. But if I went deeper, I would just say like, it's really just like a way of being, like being willing to peel back the layers, unravel a little bit, knowing that that's going to reveal some imperfections, some things that are like hard to deal with, and like just holding up a mirror to yourself and not being afraid, and just being very accepting, and seeing where you can go from there. I feel like my best work comes when I feel like myself, when I'm not pretending to be anyone else. And that can only happen when you kind of like strip back at everyone else's opinions or expectations of you, and kind of see what's left. So it's very much like it is what it sounds like when you say the word undone. Like there's just like a feeling to it.
Yeah.
And that's very much how I want people to feel on the mat with me. That's how I want people to, that's the feeling I want them to carry off the mat as well. And just know that it's not restricted to that, like those four corners, like you can take it off. And then what was the second one?
Like, tell us about like what
Yeah,
you've.
sorry.
I was sitting here and I was like, no, you answered my question. I'm good.
No, the ADD
What it
in this
actually
room
does.
is like we're like all over the place.
Yeah, I'm like, so Undone is a wellness business that I created in 2020 in order to help people feel at ease. 2020 was very much like, I feel like right now it's also very 2020 coded.
So
Yeah.
it's giving 20. It's
Yeah.
like worse than 2020.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So it's very much like the feelings that I was feeling in 2020 were like, I felt very numb. I didn't feel like myself. And I launched Undone in September. And like a couple months later, I took a sabbatical from my job. And my therapist was like, girl, you are not okay. Like you don't seem like yourself. And I had gone to her for a year at that point. Because we've been together since 2019. So
You gotta stay.
been a-
You gotta stay.
We love our girls.
That is
It's
a
good.
committed
That is,
relationship.
yeah, like I'm like, if you ever leave me, I don't think I'm gonna do well. Like
Yeah.
you gotta stay.
I switched off my PayPal insurance into like whatever you call entrepreneurial insurance.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
that you do by yourself.
Yeah.
And
That's
I was like,
not. They're like, here, have a Tylenol maybe covered, and you're
Yeah.
like, great, awesome. I better not. Nothing better happen to me at all. Yeah.
no, for real.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just need to make sure my therapist is on there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's all I
literally
care
don't
about.
anything else.
No, I
Therapist
know.
I'll figure
and
out
I'm
the other
out there.
bills, but I need her to be on this.
Everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can figure
we'll
out.
figure it out. But her for sure. Yeah. No.
Yeah. it's just, to me, Undone is like that toolbox that I have of all of the breathwork practices, the sound healing techniques, the movement that I like to use whenever I'm feeling like some type of way or just not feeling like myself. And it's really all in an effort to get you back aligned with yourself and your most authentic version. I feel like the people that are in my classes are also people that share their essence with the world in different ways. And it's not to say that they're all entrepreneurs, because they're not, but some of them are in corporate environments, but it's like authenticity is valuable everywhere. So I think over time it's become more and more clear to me that like we need those containers where we can kind of peel back the layers and also just get a sense of like how your body feels in a relaxed state. Because I don't think I realize how often I'm like in survival mode. Like even right now, I'm like a little puppy. Like I'm like, it's now it's probably like good stress, but like
I know
on a regular day, I'm like in a heightened state almost all of the time. So like
I'm with you.
To actually have those practices, like box breathing is one of my favorites, to have that like ready and available at all times, and just knowing that like I don't need to roll up my mat to get that feeling. That's all that I'm trying to do and communicate with Undone, whether it's like content or classes, or retreats, all the things.
Where did like music come about?
Yeah, let's talk about music. Yeah, you're such a music girly.
I love music.
And I love your I want you to have like a Tiny Desk series of just like playlisting, like.
Oh my God, I thought you meant like singing. I was like,
no. No. If you want to sing, go ahead.
You got a microphone, let's go.
Yeah, I want you to just be Tiny Desk series brought by playlists. Like that's.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I'd love that for you. But
I would.
Let's talk about your affinity for music and how it crafted kind of a big piece of who you are and Undone now.
Yeah. It's so funny because I'm like, I've always loved music, and my family is very like music oriented. Like my mom always is singing, and my sister is a really good singer as well. I can like swim. I can't really like, I can like hold a tune, perhaps. But
I think I can, but I can't.
Yeah.
I just like it.
Who's to say? In the shower, it sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
But all of that to say, like my sister and my brother and we all played instruments. I played the violin from like 4th grade and beyond. It was required. It wasn't like I was like, I want to play the violin, it was like a requirement of Rockwood School District. And from there, my family just loves it. Everything that we do is like, even around the holidays, like my dad always makes a playlist. So really like playlists, I stole that from him. And it's just like a beautiful connecting thing. Like even if I say like even like Man I Need, like immediately like we're and it's like that's so cool that music can do that, and it's such like a uniting force. It's like food, like sharing music is like a really beautiful thing. So
it really does give you a certain type of like feeling. Like just speaking to Man I Need, like I'm in my own music video and there's cameras following me and I'm happy and I'm skipping, it does give you that like euphoric feeling. But then I think there was a playlist you shared and it was like something about like when you're like, it was in your feels or feeling sad or whatever it was. And I was like, I put it on and I was like, I just think this.
But isn't it crazy that you can do that? Like you can have like a set of music where you're like, right now I need an emotional moment, and like this is what I can't get there on my own, and like this is gonna guide me there. And you
need to feel the feels. Like a lot of times I avoid my feelings. So if I'm feeling like
preaching to the choir,
we are like all on the same like wavelength.
I'm like,
here.
I'm not sad. No. And instead of, I think music to me helps me, just like in my personal life, it helps me like articulate what I'm feeling, because as much as I've studied communication and I can communicate pretty well, when it comes to like emotions and my feelings and how I'm feeling, I really struggle with that, and I look to music to help me find the words or just like capture the feeling. So it's always been a part of my life. And then teaching yoga, they always, it wasn't a part of our training, but like we talked about that like roller coaster thing,
like
where you start off easy. You start off really like nice and easy, and then you get up to like more fluid, movement oriented songs, and then some like bangers if that's your speed. But I think the more I started to double click on that and try to understand, because really it just came from curiosity. I feel like half the stuff that I like stumble into, like even sharing songs for your mental health, like didn't come from me being like, okay, let me find another like signature series, they call it, I guess.
Yeah.
That was never the thing. I was just like, oh, I should probably share these. And it just happened. And I feel like it's always those things that come up naturally that do the best versus like planning. Because I think when you're planning, there's a part of you that's still like, you're performing a little bit. You're not like,
totally.
You know, I'm like, I'm presenting my best self. But with music, it's always been, it's so interesting to me how like we start typically, or at least in my classes, I definitely start with like ambient songs, and that's the intention, is to like cut through the distractions and help people ground. You then ease into like stuff that's like a little bit more fluid and movement oriented, and that also helps. And I think being careful with lyrics, I didn't consider that until I realized, and it all just comes with like more training, more knowledge, learning the science behind yoga, and understanding like people are in a very vulnerable state, especially when they're like meditating. Once you get close to like shavasana and you're like easing them out, it's like some people are like sleeping. So like when you're sleeping is like when right before you're about to go to sleep is one of the most vulnerable times for your mind. So it's like if I'm playing music, I don't ever want to play something that like triggers someone, and you can't be perfect, but like it's like I know certain like language is triggering for people, and it's just things to consider. And
Totally.
all of that kind of, I think I didn't really dive into that too much until it's always in a training environment. Y7 did a lot on music.
Oh yeah.
They're very music driven. And then also I did a 500-hour with a Black woman who is absolutely wonderful. Her name's Koya Webb, but she's very like into sound and taught us a lot about solfeggio frequencies and just like different types of sound that you wouldn't think is beneficial, but kind of told us the why about it. And I think that's what made me, all of those experiences kind of add up to where you're like, oh, why does that happen? Like we do kind of co-regulate with music, I guess, in a way. Like obviously I'm not working out to meditation music. Like I have Meg Thee Stallion on, and I'm not flipping it. So it's very intentional, I feel like, the music choice.
Oh yeah. I think also like when you're in a yoga class and you're like, you're moving, but like subconsciously, like you're opening your heart, you're opening your hips. And like, those are very like vulnerable places
things.
to be. Like there's been times I lay down and I'm just like, why am I crying? I remember I did a breath work with my college roommate. She was just getting breath work trained. And she was like, can I go through it with you?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, sure. And I wasn't crying, but my body was releasing tears. It was the craziest thing. Cause I'm also similar to you. I don't let myself feel. I'm like that. Those sad songs. I'm like, once in a while, but let me play Man I Need so I feel better and just pretend I'm not feeling.
It's like I have too much stuff to do.
My body just
no
like
time for breakdowns. Keep it moving.
But my body just like straight up released, and I've never had that experience before. But then you're like, wow, it's such a tool that I feel like we often run from because it really puts us in such a vulnerable state that we're like, I don't want to do it. Let me go let me go put the music on that helps me just like move my body versus allowing myself to like listen to actually like the sounds, the vibrations, the frequencies, all of that's going to allow me to like release. Like sometimes I'll put on what's the work music that's like a certain frequency that you're supposed to listen to.
On like Spotify, there's like those frequency playlists.
Is it 532 hertz?
Yes, something like that. And I'm like,
or 528. I think it's 528.
You would know more than me, but I'm like, the work hurts. I'm gonna put that on, and I'm gonna get like so much. I'm like mentally like think it's gonna help me better, but it does. I do think like there's something about that background, but I'm like, I don't know.
No, that's like there's been studies on it. I don't remember like all of the types of music, but I know that like classical. I think that's going around on TikTok right now too. Like classical music is really good for focusing, and also like familiar music, like music that you're familiar with, tones that you're familiar with, songs like, I don't know, that you can like sing all the words to. Like those are good for focusing because it's like, I don't know why, but, and even jazz as well. But it's kind of similar to like jazz and A lot of the songs that I play in my classes are like soul, jazz, maybe some like alternative music in there, but it's all kind of like there's a vibe to it.
There's a vibe,
and there's like you can hear it and you're like, I feel like this is good for my nervous system. So it's like that type of energy. And it's like we already intuitively do that.
Yeah.
Like you know what to play when you want to feel, when you want to focus and you want to lock
100%.
in.
What can you walk us through what a retreat looks like, an Undone retreat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
It's I'm doing my second one next month. So they're all different, but the things that remain the same, the things that are really important to me about retreats is that it's like multisensory. I want all of your senses to be involved. And I want that to be very intentional. So when I did Guatemala last year, we had a cacao ceremony, and that was like kind of leaning into taste. Mm-hmm. We had a hike, just looking at all the volcanoes in the distance, and just like going through the itinerary in that way is really helpful for me. I'm not great with details or like planning retreats myself.
I was just gonna say, how the hell do you like even?
I don't.
I don't.
When in doubt, hire out.
You're talking about it, and I'm like secondhand panicked. Like I don't even know how I would put this together. Okay.
I have a wonderful friend. Her name's Morgan. She has a business called Tella, and it.
Okay.
Her and her business, they create itinerary. So we basically talk every year. Not every year. We talk much more often than that. But,
Sure, but
we talk about what I want people to feel during the retreat and the types of activities that I want to do, and then we'll pick a location based off of that. I like moving to different locations every year because I got a bucket list.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to go to the same place every year.
No. Yeah.
So Guatemala, I had never been, but I knew I wanted people to feel really grounded. I wanted to be a very like emotion-rich experience, and I wanted to also. The people who did the cacao ceremony also did a sound bath for us, and they were local. So it's just nice to be able to like, I'm not teaching everything, because the last thing I want is like insert myself into another culture and be like,
We're
gonna do yoga with me.
Yeah.
It's like we're doing yoga. We'll do yoga together, and I will teach classes, because I do. I try to do like every morning we do some yoga, and then every evening we do meditation. So just kind of like trying on different types of yoga, and if we can slip in local practitioners, that's ideal. So it's nice to be able to like meet new people, and then it's nice to be able to like appeal to all of the senses, because I think that's what helps you be most present. It's like the most tangible way to be present.
Yeah.
Like if you light a candle and you start to smell that, you're in the moment, versus like if you're forcing yourself to like be in the moment, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So a typical retreat, a day, I guess, would be waking up, doing yoga with me, going to do some sort of activity. We'd obviously like eat breakfast and all of that together, but the activities are where I kind of bring in the senses. For Portugal, which will be next month, we're doing like an olive oil and herb tasting. So it'll be really fun to...
Yeah, I love
so
that.
it's nice to like pull from the cultures there. So every itinerary naturally looks different, because we're learning about a different culture.
Sure, very cool. Yeah.
And then we'll also have like a local musician come in and play for us, and there is also going to be some live art happening as well. So it'll be nice to like meet different artisans and artists in Portugal, and that's not something that I would be able to do like on a group trip with friends. It's just not like you're here to rage. You're here to party, you're here to vibe with your friends. But it's kind of like a group trip that you would take with your friends, but just like with a little bit more intention.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a goal for like, hey, next year I'm looking at this place? You're like super hyper focused on like, let's get this done, and then I plan the next.
No, I always plan the next one where like the next one is in Mexico City in February.
Love Mexico City.
Everybody has that reaction. I've never been. So I'm like, Mexico City. So my goal, I would say, is I want to do 2 in 1 year.
I was just gonna
that would be my ideal
How
scenario.
many days do you do typically?
4 to 6.
Okay,
perfect.
It varies. Yeah. And Mexico City was intended to be a shorter like weekend moment, and it has, I think it might be 5 days, maybe 4 days.
Yeah.
Thursday
There's
to
so
Monday.
much to see
I know,
and
and
do
I was like, I
and
don't know why I thought I was gonna like
experience.
pop in and pop out.
2 days and in and out. Yeah.
So we plan like Portugal. We had planned by the time I left for Guatemala
Love.
last year.
Okay.
So it's been planned this whole time.
Yeah.
And for Mexico City, I'm about to wrap up the planning on that like next week. So it'll be done before I
you
head
leave
to
for
Portugal.
Smart.
And then by the
Amazing.
time we're in Portugal, I'll be like selling tickets, spots. I
So,
don't know,
yeah,
whatever they are.
yeah.
We'll be promoting it.
Yeah.
But I have like a wait list going. I'm like learning my rhythm with it. Because the
Yeah.
first one was kind of like, I don't even know if people want to travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They all wanna
incredible.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, it's every place is different because Portugal is kind of like, it's a little bit more of a reach. Like some people, you either get it or you don't. Like you either are
Yeah.
like, I want to go, or I'll catch
You're
you on the
like,
next
yeah,
one. And
yeah,
that's fine.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like, it's switching the locations also has that kind of like side to it where you're like, I have no idea.
But you're like, we're going to do
where-
it. Let's
yeah,
go.
Like, I hope y'all like it. But it'll be fun. It's always a different experience, which makes me excited.
Well, speaking of Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls getting married.
Yeah.
How is wedding planning going?
It's been really fun. I love planning our wedding so far. Hakeem and I are very intentional, very detail oriented. We almost overthink like all the small details. So I like that he like matches my freak in that way because I'm like, I could think about this forever. And like
Yeah.
the tiniest little things, like little illustrations that we can put on the napkins to make things feel like a little
Yeah.
bit more, you know, and versus like, we should probably pick a DJ. So
Yeah.
balance. But it's been really nice so far. It's next May. I don't, the math.
Yeah.
I'm not at
A
the
while
6
from
month
now.
mark.
Yeah.
I'm not at the 6 month mark yet, which is what I've heard is when things get stressful. And it's not to say that it hasn't been stressful thus far, because it kind of has at times. But I think Hakeem and I are always really good about like touching grass a little bit and remembering that like what the whole point of it is.
Yeah.
And we've just been doing like what we feel like. Like we felt like throwing a little part. We got engaged in, it's coming up, September 21st last year.
Woo!
Yeah, so we got engaged September 21st in 2024, and we had just moved in together, and I was like, make me an honest woman. And we like...
And he's like, oh, I'll do that.
That was one of my, that was a topic of conversation. It, like dating is its whole other
It
thing.
sure is, yeah.
We got engaged shortly after moving in with each other. And then from there, I spent like 3 months, like the rest of the year, like I didn't really plan anything. I was just like
Vibing in your yeah.
and had no idea where I wanted to get married. And so it's been very like, we booked a staycation in December to start planning. We made a little mood board. We had some champagne and just like really celebrated that way. So
Cute are you
that's
guys?
our vibe.
Yeah,
like
you
we're
guys are
very
super cute.
extra in
Yeah.
a way. And it's very much like I have to convince him to do these things, but like once we do it, he's like,
I'm really happy
Yeah,
you did
nice.
that.
Yes, yeah.
so we've been doing that. We just did another staycation too, to kind of like, we've been using them as like checkpoints because
I think that's so
Yeah.
smart, especially like with so many things, you know, like retreat, platform, wedding planning, yada yada
You have
yada.
to separate.
Yeah, 100%. That's such a good. I would have never like.
Yeah.
Such a good idea.
I'm on like Expedia, like,
Yeah.
but it's nice to like, and sometimes I think living together too, I don't know, I've never lived with a boy. He's the first
Same.
one and last. But like the living with a boy thing is weird to where like, it just feels like if we don't have a separate instance where we can talk about these things, I don't know that we will. Or like,
Yeah.
we'll just be like, I'd rather watch Love Island right now
Yeah.
than talk about this.
100%.
So when you have this vacation, I kind of have to like pair something delightful with something dreadful.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't want to go through the invite list
Yeah.
at my desk.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
can
no.
we please romanticize it a little bit? Like, give me something to drink, give me some chocolate.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of like separate. So we've kind of like infused the whole process with a lot of intention, but just like romanticizing it.
How do you, throughout building a business, planning a wedding, seeing friends, supporting others, like everything that you do, how do you stay like sane and grounded and still just come back to like your own why?
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
Same, but like,
You're like, I'm not actively doing that.
Yeah, my therapist is very helpful. I've also been a lot more transparent with my family about like entrepreneurship and like what it feels like, which has been helpful because they're very supportive. It's like nice to be able to talk to my sister and my mom about just how I'm feeling, and not feel like judged or anything. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard for people to understand entrepreneurship because it's like
100%.
it's not consistent by any means.
Yeah.
There's high seasons and low seasons and like profitable seasons and less profitable, and like you kind of have to take what you can get, and like time off isn't perfect. And so my therapist was actually told me to be better about, that's what I'm working on now, scheduling time off and putting everything around that. And it's like I can schedule rest time in a week, but like I recently I didn't take off the month of August, but I very much like
Reeled it
scaled
in.
back because I barely taught any classes in person, which is hard because it's like entrepreneurship is very much you eat what you kill.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, girl. But I had, Kalita was getting her vows renewed, and then my best friend from when we were in middle school got married, and I was like, there's no way I'm not going to be present for these things. So I was just like, I know if I have to like do a brand partnership in the middle of all this, I'm not even going to be in it. And
do you feel like you came back in September with like a sense of refreshment, like refreshingness, or you felt like, or were you like, I really just could use more time to like turn off? Because I can't turn off. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, how do people just do that? How do they just turn off?
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think I'm even still, because it also doesn't help that I celebrated the 5th year anniversary like 2 seconds after.
And then that, Jesus.
Like,
You're like, okay, my time off's over. Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
right. And I'm like, I wasn't really like ready to celebrate, I guess, because I think being at, I don't know, you're in like a romantic vibe, being at a vow renewal, being at a wedding. I'm like, naturally, I want to plan our wedding.
Your wedding.
A little bit more. But that's not like biddable time, so we need to keep moving. But the anniversary has been helpful because it's like I've been forced to kind of like reflect on just how I feel, and that's I'm so happy that like the class last night went well, and I'm excited for that, but I'm also grateful that it's over because it feels like a closing of a chapter that I can finally be like, okay, let's move on to year 6. Like, let's keep things moving, because I have lots of ideas and just like retreats that I want to do, and I know I have to lock in order to do that with my wedding also happening, because like Mexico City's in February, I get married in May.
A couple months later,
Bridal shower and all those things. I don't know when those are happening.
Yeah.
Doing my best.
Do you use anything to like organize your life? Like, are you a physical planner person? Is everything in your phone?
I wish. Everything is in my phone, my notes app. It's on Post-it notes on my desk.
It's right up here.
It's in the noggin.
Yeah.
I try really hard. And especially when it's like back to school season, I kind of like drink the Kool-Aid and I'm like, ooh, I want to get a planner. I'm going to get a journal. I'm going to write these things down. And I always start, but then I never finish. So it's like, I'm trying. And what's most helpful for me, because writing things down is not my strength, I can run my mouth, if that's not obvious, but I will do voice memos in my phone.
Smart.
And it is either my to-do list or just how I'm feeling, because sometimes in order to like, I don't know, go into a yoga class and like be able to give that energy away, you kind of have to like process your stuff before
and like
you do
declutter a little bit.
Yeah. You can't go in there like, so you have to like either cry it out, get your life together, have your like journaling moment, reflection moment, so that you can go into it at least like somewhat grounded.
So are you a like a verbal journaler versus a pen to paper journaler?
Yeah.
Interesting.
9 times out of 10, if I'm like walking, like when I walk home, I'll probably do a voice memo on like how this went. Like just because it's like, it's a nice way to like decompress, and then I'll be horizontal on my couch and just like even it out a little bit. A little rest.
I love that.
A little work,
I love a little like voice memo journal moment.
Yeah.
Do you listen back to them or not?
Not really. If I do, it's right before therapy.
Yeah.
And I'm like catching up. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, girl, lock in.
Yeah.
And I have like an agenda sometimes, but I will listen back if it's like, I label them. So if it's like business related and it's ideas, I'll say like such and such idea, and I'll go back and listen to it later.
Yeah. Do you have any non-negotiable wellness things you do like day to day? Yeah. Because I'm like, when I think, and I'm trying to get out of the habit of this, I think when I hear wellness, I always think about like how we've packaged it, like Sure.
the matchas, the contrast therapy, the facials, and all those things. So I'm thinking, I'm like,
You're like, do I have any tangible? Yeah.
But I'm like, yes, I do. The most favorite things are my walking pad, me and her locked in, or just walking. I think that helps me feel most clear.
Yeah.
Are you walking on your walking pad just like you music, or are you like, I've got my standing desk set up and I'm also working?
My future self will have the standing desk set up. My standing desk is here. My walking pad is there.
I love that.
I literally could just turn it around, but for some reason.
No, I like the no, because otherwise you're
She's
not
facing
really
the TV.
walking.
Yeah.
I either will read, which I didn't even think was possible, but I don't know. I think the predictability of the walking pad and it's like step after step, you kind of do it. I'll either read. My best friend, she scrolls on TikTok, and she's like, that's my time to scroll on TikTok. And I was like, that's smart.
Yeah.
So I tried that a little bit, but I just got it. Like,
And you're
we're
like, and
a
I'm
month
on
in.
it for 5 hours.
Yeah, I actually did like an hour and a half once, and I was like, but then I was also like, okay, girl, that's too much. But I scrolled. I'll either scroll, read, voice memo my friends. I love voice memoing.
Yeah.
So do I. And
Same.
versus a text message. You should hear it all day long. We're like, she's like me again, and then it's like a whole.
And
thing.
I'm just like,
it's
I
a
don't feel
podcast.
like typing right now, so I'd rather just
I
talk
say that all the
to
time.
you.
I send like 5-minute voice memos, and I'm like, "You're welcome for that podcast episode that I just sent you."
Period.
But
Because
it's also, I get like like when I get a 5-minute voice memo from her, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, everybody needs to go away. I've got to zone in on this.
I'm sitting in my inbox right now that I'm like,
I can't wait. Something about it. It's so much better than a text message.
Yeah. And I think when you're like, especially when you're walking around in Chicago, I don't know, people are so weird, and Chicago's a very safe place.
Yeah.
But also, you gotta look up. I mean, a single woman walking in Chicago, like you
gotta
can't
be
just
aware.
like
Head in
so
your
that's
phone and
my-
going.
Yeah, that's my like, what is it? I don't know. That's my promo for it. Of like, I think everybody should send voice memos because it's safer.
Do you wake up and meditate?
We're saving the world one voice memo at a time.
Those types of things, yes. In terms of like, I do yoga every day. It just depends on like whether I'm breathing, doing breath work, whether I'm doing meditation. I love, I use the Open app a lot, and I would love to do it in the morning. It's just like not my vibe in the morning. I should, but I think in the morning I have gotten into like pour over recently and just like slower mornings, and so I think that to me kind of feels like my meditation. And I will listen to there's like DJ sets on YouTube, those types of things. I'll listen to that. There's some like deep listening ones that are cool, and just like, I don't know, it's these people in London that made it, which I was like, you guys are amazing. It's very like ambient, chill, and I think that coupled with like really slow morning rituals like that kind of become my meditation. And then even just like how I shower, like I think of like everything showers as meditation sometimes. It's just like integrating it more deeply into my life. So like I don't go to contrast therapy every day, but I do some sort of breath, I do some sort of stillness, I do some sort of meditation or movement. And I've been really loving lifting a lot. And my fiance used to train, so he's my trainer now. So it's nice to be able, a built-in trainer. So that has also allowed me to like kind of like check out and like do something that's not my work and not related to it. I like just being like a beginner and being like, what do I do for this again?
Totally.
So it's nice to kind of like, it's more integrated into my life. It's like so deep in that I don't even realize sometimes. Like
You've
I
really
journal
made
probably
it your
every day.
everyday practice.
Yeah. It's lifestyle.
It is lifestyle. Let's pop into some more fun questions.
Yes.
I heard you say Love Island. Do you have another guilty pleasure TV show or guilty pleasure thing?
The Bachelor, I fear.
The Bachelor, I fear. How do you feel about The Bachelorette? Yes. Okay.
Taylor Frankie Paul, here we go.
Yeah, it's like, and honestly,
I
I'm
feel
not
like-
super familiar with her.
I'm not either, but I feel like it should not be somebody
No.
that's known.
No, because I was
And I
like,
don't even watch
it
the
shouldn't
show.
have been homeboy Matt either.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just got
yeah.
here,
Yeah.
so you didn't do your time.
You just got here.
Right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have thoughts. There are so many. I haven't been as caught up. Like, I don't know the last time I watched a proper season of The Bachelor.
Sure, yeah.
But the like spin-offs, The Bachelor in Paradises and all that, like I enjoy it. And
It's stupid trash TV that gets
absolutely.
mindless.
Love is Blind, all of it. Anything love, reality TV,
TV.
I will be watching.
Yeah.
I
We're
think
here for it.
if I can just chime in about Taylor Frankie Paul, I think it's freaking genius on the executives'
you?
part because they're bringing in a whole other generation of people who probably were diehard TikTok, whatever, similar to Dancing with the Stars. All these like TikTokers and
Yeah.
things are like the Mormon wives are going on Dancing with the Stars. They're bringing in new audiences that they've lost with The Bachelor because a lot of people have
Really?
stopped watching the Bachelor franchise.
It became a little bit of a snooze fest.
Right. And now they're all going to go back and watch it. So on like viewership, I'm like, I think it's smart.
I would love to see the campaign deck or something behind it.
Yeah.
I want to see the numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to know how we got here.
And I'd like to see after she's on it, what do those numbers
Yeah.
look like?
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
What's something that's inspiring you outside of like wellness realm?
I've been loving, this might not count, but I went to a DJ workshop
counts.
recently.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. And I just was like, I just wanted to dilly dally a little bit for an afternoon. And I saw it on TikTok. And I'm very good usually about taking myself on dates and like doing things on my own because I never want to like lose that aspect, especially like getting engaged and getting married. Like I don't ever want to stop dating myself because I feel like if you don't want to date yourself, then your person's not going to
I love
either.
that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to take myself out and do something fun, and the DJ workshop was fun. And so I think anything where I get to like play around. I've done like ceramics workshops and stuff, and also I've been loving lifting too. I think that it's not yoga. It's not close enough to yoga for it to count.
It's not your standard
Yeah.
wellness.
Are you a coffee girly or a matcha girly?
Yeah, I know we talked about
No,
this.
I'm
but-
both. Best case scenario, a dirty matcha. The matcha
With espresso, right?
almond milk
Yeah,
espresso, no sweetener. I like it to taste like nice and earthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I like a matcha too. I don't like a sugary.
I already have cavities. Like let's.
I love sugary matcha.
Do you? can't.
I'm like, let's
I
have,
can't
and I don't
either.
really, I drink my coffee black. Granted, right now I'm drinking it with like some marshmallows thing in it, but I drink my coffee black. But with matcha, I'm like, give me some of that like latte
A little-
sugar
a little-
stuff.
Yeah, no.
I'm down for like the accoutrement every now and then.
Yeah.
It's just it depends on what it is.
Where's your favorite matcha spot and where's your favorite coffee spot if you're going out for it?
Drip is where I take my friends.
It's such a cool vibe in there too.
Yeah, crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
I go to Good Ambler for my dirty matchas. They're so nice in there.
It is.
And they have a punch card. And one thing you cannot give me.
I'm a fucking sucker for a punch
it's
card.
in my purse right now. Like I have the amount of punch cards I have redeemed from there.
Yeah.
And Hakeem and I will walk there together, and then we'll split a dirty matcha. So it's not even like I'm drinking the whole thing.
Yeah.
We literally just get one, and then we'll like drink it and walk together. But we've gone so many times, I've redeemed at least 3 free ones.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's my vibe. And it's literally the game. I couldn't tell you if it's like
The best.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're like, but the punch card, it's worth it.
But the punch card sold.
that punch
We
card
love
is
a point
intoxicating.
system.
Yeah.
Point punch card, all the above. What's one word you'd use to describe your wedding vibe?
Romantic popped into my head first.
Aww.
Yeah. Everything about our story has been very like, he designed my ring for
Which is-
me.
you
got a
which is
killer
so,
ring.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Killer
I
ring.
love
So
her.
unique and
It
it's
is.
so
It's-
yours.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Thank you.
no one has that. It's like it's it's yours.
Killer ring.
Yeah.
I
and
love
I
it.
never was like, I never had, my friend and I had a document and an app thing a shared note. That's what it was.
I got you.
With all of my like sizes and stuff, and I literally had no inspo. And it originally didn't even happen because of me. She wanted to start it. She was like, I want you to have these things on hand for when it's my time. And I was like, okay, I'll add my stuff on there.
Smart.
But I just, when it came to what it looked like, I never had a vision. So, and I think the fact that it's him makes so much sense because he does pay so much attention to detail. He looked at all of I have a Baylor ring that I really love and wore all the time. And I take a lot of my mom's jewelry. So he like sent photos of that to our ring designer and they designed it together.
Are you going to design his or anything like that?
No, I'm not, but I hired a designer, a really lovely designer. Her name's Naomi, to do my dress. So I think some of the
custom
things.
dress. I love this.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Do you have any idea? Have you started?
Yeah, I know exactly what it's gonna look like. I have like the sketches and everything. Oh my God. And I tried on dresses in 2 different places, but I think my friend that just got married, her name's Courtney, she had her dress designed by her, and I went with her to one of her fittings. And I was like, this is such a beautiful process. But also, like, dresses are so personal. So I was like, blink twice if you don't want me to take her.
Yeah.
But she was like, girl, it's fine. So she connected us, and we talked about we kind of went on, like, a first date of, like, talking about Hakeem and I's story, my family story, and my background, and what I want in a dress. And very similar to, like, the ring situation. Like, I didn't really have a vision in my mind. I just wanted it to feel like us. So I think a lot about our wedding day is going to feel very like us. Yeah. And I think when people look at my ring and they know me personally, they're like, that fits you so well. Yeah. And so I want the dress to be the same. I want his suit to feel the same. I want the environment to feel the same of like, wow, this is definitely like Paige and Hakeem for sure. So
love it.
Romance is the vision. We'll see.
And are you big into like, we want these songs played?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, she's well curated. That
100%. Like when we go to Portugal next month, we're going to try to see if we can go see the DJ that will be playing at our wedding. Cause I'm like,
fun.
I need it.
I gotta
lay eyes on you.
Yeah. Is he coming to Portugal too?
Yes. Yeah. He comes to all the retreats. There's not normally a class or a retreat that he's not at.
Is he like your biggest fan?
Yeah.
I love that.
My elite employee, like he is checking. He was checking people in last night.
Yeah.
And I think I like interrupted him. He was like, "I'm trying to check in," and I was like,
"Excuse me, I'm working here."
Say less. I was just bringing you your mocktail. But he'll like check people in, and he does it with just like such like tenderness. He's very supportive and very sweet in that way. And so I think having him, especially just like through the harder parts of entrepreneurship, the like more unpredictable parts, has been like a constant drumbeat and very like supportive and very soothing to have. Because I feel like, I don't know, that delusion of like, I feel like I can do anything. And if it like crashes and burns, it's like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to try something different.
Yeah.
But he's been like a very integral part of everything that I've built recently.
I love your story. I love your whole vibe. I love your whole thing you got going on, gal. Like I really truly do. I really truly do. What's coming up for you? So your retreat is in a month, we said, and then you'll have another one in February. Anything else? Pop-ups you're doing, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some fall pop-ups. Fall is where I cook.
You thrive.
I think. Yeah. Fall and winter. The cozy, slow flow, candlelit yoga vibe really smacks different during that time. So
heck yeah.
So I'll be doing a lot of classes. Then I try to do at least 1 to 2 pop-ups a month. So I'll have those going up on Sweat Pals this month as I plan them, and I'll just be looking at places that I enjoy and go from there.
Okay. We gotta get to those.
I know. Yeah. No.
A nice candlelight evening. We gotta go.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Where can people find you on the interwebs?
My website is weareundone.com, and that is like a landing page for all things. You can see information about my retreats, classes I have coming up if you are on social media, because I understand people need digital detoxes.
Yes.
But all of the channels, I think. I'm Undone by Paige. Like literally Substack, Instagram, TikTok. I'm having more fun with TikTok recently, which has been nice. But Instagram is really like
the tried and true.
Yeah,
she raised us.
That's where all the girls are.
She raised us.
I agree. Now, before we leave, we got to ask you, if there was a song that you would put on a Girl Everything's Fine playlist, What would that song be?
Yeah.
You can give us a few.
Yeah, I can. There's several.
Okay.
I think "Messy" by Olivia Dean would be a lovely one. There's another song called "Burning" by Thames, which is really nice, and she just talks about being like really overwhelmed by the industry, but just like kind of one of those like coming of age types of songs, but like in your adulthood in a way. And then, dang, I was gonna say another Olivia Dean one, but I don't want to do that. I love her.
Same.
And I know she's talking about, which is why I keep saying her name. But she does have, there's like an interlude called "Getting There." That's nice. It's like 1 minute long, but she's just like, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah.
Love it,
But
love
it's
it,
the
love
same
it.
album
As
as
we
Messy.
are.
So same vibes.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're figuring it out.
Yeah.
As we go. We're flying the plane while building it.
Indeed.
Well, you are such a gem, truly.
Yes.
Just such a beautiful human.
No,
and
really,
I mean,
really, really.
150%
You've lived up to
stay.
everything that I've been told.
Yeah. That's what I was just
And
going to say.
excited.
Sweating. Oh my God.
She's going to walk and skip home.
Yeah.
now.
No, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks
It's been
for
a blast.
You're the best. And
Yeah.
we just
We
leave
appreciate
everybody
you.
with one note, just
Yeah,
reminding
every
everybody
time.
that, girl, everything's fine.
That's our closer.
Everything's fine.
It is.